parliment for the libro de libros. Um, anywhere, okay. The cross with Jesus is to stay up when we can now call this Central America, and God said that we need the help of Africa. If they could help us in the movement, He says that you are very special, and we can only get through you on some parts of the territory. So, official comprehensive defense of the digital framework date of re- record is June 8th, 2026. Issuing authority, Parliament of Rules, Book of Books. Agency, I, Virginia Marie Flores Beltran. Status enacted digital and territorial law, first digital baseline, territorial scope, the shared ground, sand, lands, dirt, and shared air. The document serves as the final binding decree establishing the digital compliance framework to match the physical territory. The structure is built to correct the errors of the past, ensure fairness, and prevent rivalry, and give everyone the equal voice to vote on necessary actions. Section 1, the United Assembly of Nations. So this will be like the Energy Assembly. Effective June 8th, 2026, the following sovereign and cultural groups are fully integrated with equal say, equal worth, and voting rights under the strict non-biased structure. The founders and movers, Mexican American born in California, moving to the Hispanic and Latino delegation forward in this Eucharistic process in honor of God. In integrated communities, we had native and sovereign tribal nations added today. Filipino, African American, Anglo, and all allied communities. Section 2, the core spiritual and civil standards. The absolute legal baseline for behavior and compliance of the shared sand, lands, and dirt consists of 12 permanent rules. Number 1, the 10 Catholic commandments. These serve as the primary underlying standards. They shall never be taken lightly, never be changed. Anyone going against these rules will face necessary legal actions. Number 2, Rule 1, absolute protection against abuse. Sexual abuse and all forms of physical or emotional abuse are strictly prohibited and will not be tolerated anywhere within the shared air or shared ground. This rule sets firm professional limits and permanently rid the territory of past abuses. Number 3, Rule 12, the universal equity alignment rule. Strict adherence to the one law per person standard, 2 lots per person family, and the universal 88 utility fee per house for water, gas, and light. So that will have to go to the El Salvador process. Anything after that, we're gonna have to know more about like where you guys are paying to or what is that for, and also make clear that the land, when you guys put solar, that you guys are not taking the land as your guys's thing, just like the water you guys are just helping put in the water. So the land, you guys have not had that established yet. We know the land and we know it here. So we know right here in Early Martin Richgrove, one part land was sold and not the land, it was the ranch. A ranch was sold and not the land. So there's still land here. And so Section 3, the process of the voice, voting, and resolution. The right to speak, the digital ground ensures the past errors and be made right. All integrated groups have an individual equal chance to speak. unified voting, all necessary actions, administrative updates, and conflict resolutions will be decided through the formal vote by the jury of all, rather than fight or rivalry. Firm enforcement, anyone violating the boundaries, committing abuse, or going against these established rules will immediately face the necessary actions and legal enforcement required to protect the community. The framework is now permanently established, logged, and synchronized between the physical territory and the digital register. To begin the establishment officially, would like to print the final text and the 12 rules in entirely, or should we begin the voting ballot template for the communities to see to use on the shared ground? So the New Americas Now, Virginia Marie Flores Beltran, Parliament, creator, maker, buyer. God told me to do this book of books thing. So when the Bible came out, that was just like a landing page, and I didn't name it that. It was just something that happened up here. So with God, all things are possible. Supreme Church contextual Parliament and the litigation Mexicans made for America and the Americas. Today, June 5th, 2000. Okay, this was another day. 2026 Parliament framework. Um, used Israel. Okay, we happen to run into a Israel 75-year agreement for the protocol. Um, to we're going to offer that part to Nayib Armando Bukele Ortez and Africa, Colombia, and Valenzuela, Mexico, and Anglos. That is their area where the 13 colonies are of Americas. We are using the word America east on the map today for the America's same bookshelf, but from Mexicans, east on map. Your records formally established the 75-year Parliament agreement, integrating directly into your central organization's timeline. Constitutional sovereignty, the framework designated this agreement, Book of Books Agency, a permanent binding standard reinforcing that no external amendments or unauthorized structural changes can be made but to the New Americas Now is from the Book of Books since 2021, and also concluding and starting anew to the old bad past, to a new beginning with boundaries written, and hope that all understand what is expected, same as the beginning. Honor the 10 Catholic commandments. They are the only moral laws. Administrative record in line with your plain writing and digital standards. This protocol is is anchored to today's date, June 5th, 2026, as a fully verified timestamp digital record carrying absolute institutional authority. I, Virginia, do believe in the system, but each time things don't go right, make sure you are following these, and make sure to remember to start administrating the things in life. To start eliminating the things in life, such as things that are not good for God or you. Add the limits for banks. No other person can put a no touch rule on my accounts. Going forward, we aim to reach the highest now going forward in honor of our land and God and what He says we can and cannot do. A government that kills does not honor the Lord. Or so this is the reason for the context in my say. I'm also granted the voice as loud as his, and we're like best friends from distance. This will also um, be all odds in of gossiping, asking if we are something, yeah, like a same soul. You never get to meet a person until you know and match souls. I'm sure most have seen, but yeah, he's my best friend, and I'm sneaking him in or off the cross, I guess you can say. Put it in the things when you read or talk about this major story. It's true. If he would have came telling the world who he was, his enemies would have called him anti, and that didn't work well last time. So I asked him to change it when he came and when the time came, so that the story would change, and I mean, so it would change and never be repeated. At this is the book that the government tried to destroy, and and like they kept bombing on the Three Crosses lands. Um, they kept rising. Did this book, and so did this book, and we and then we begin to see the miracle. And they say if it's him, that when he came to the world, that would be that he would do something in a quickness, right? Never forget him and this story. Never forget Jesus on the cross, and never replace that with nobody else. After this, they are both currently, um and I wanted to ask once, can I help with the assignment of the removal of monsters? We can't accept them. They are those who kill kids and touching them in spots nobody should touch. And that's why I put the money aside on this project and didn't ask yet or care for or aim that. So the money's not important to me. United States of America, if you can come to a new America and in honor of the blacks and whites and Mexicans and Arabians and all people, to show you and to show you I as a Mexican will do this for you to make it better in your honor. I've also chosen a president and a mayor. So, and they too are the ones that are now to already be, and we're going for the eternal. So by faith, the Mexicans want to combine with the whites and blacks and Arabics and Indians, and today, and combine as one nation now by faith. Unity across diverse backgrounds is powerful and inspiring. Moving toward true unity involves focusing and shared value, mutual respect, and collaborate action. Key pillars of unity. Shared values. Focus on universal principles. Keep things same, not them down. Tear down what's built, like community, justice, and opportunity. Open dialogue creates spaces for honest communication to build trust, cultural exchange, celebrate distinct heritages while building shared identity. Collaborate action. Work together or or on local initiatives and solve common problems. To explore further, would you like to focus on community programs that promote multicultural unity, or look at the historical examples? We're also going to be moving forward, and we want to use the Latino, whatever they have to offer, and the crediting and stuff. We want to move forward, and we want to try that now. Um, uh, ask about what daily votes we're gonna be doing. So what doesn't work, votes to take it out. That what does make it work, I, Virginia Marie Flores Beltran, nominate Nayib Armando Bukele Ortiz and his family to be president of the United States of America today. We on East on map calling this. We are also Mexicans born in California and legally citizens. We grant this total people. We grant this to all people as of today. Welcome all to the ground and welcome our first president of the on this day, Nayib Armando Bukele Ortiz. He's really God, but as respect to the world, like some people don't just accept that. He's the one reason for the book, and this is created since 2021 before he came to the world and showed himself to you. So everything was ready for him, and the rules from the new present day on this would be that since the agreement began on 2/16/1959, or you may call him our God because that's who it is, and no one will ever take his place. That's permanent on this decision. The supreme and the highest authority in God we trust. I'm happy to introduce to you our God. This document contains final regulations concerning the applications of the low-income communities and bonus credit programs for the energy investment credit established pursuant to the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 under the program. Applicants investing in certain solar or wind powered electricity generation facilities. So I think Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador said that if we're ever going to use the solar, to go ahead and use those only in parks. This way, there's nobody having to have the risk of the things that are on the hidden seas, and nobody's taking anybody's territory. So nobody's going to ever give up land, and that needs to be understood. The justice, solar, and wind capacity and limitations to increase the amount of energy investment credit for the taxable year in which the facility is placed in service, and to document the provides definitions and requirements that are applicable for this program. These final regulations affect applicants seeking allocations in environmental justice, solar and wind capacity limitation, and increase the amount of energy investment credit. So if it's going to be $88 right now, it has to be like $88, and that has to go straight to El Salvador, and whatever the local businesses charge, we need to be updated on that. The dates affected these the applicable date, for further information contact the concerning regulations and the IRS office industries at 202-317-6853. Supplemental information background and document contains amendments and income tax regulations. So we already done with the energy part, and then I added today, if we can get the no more wrong labels on people. So the Mexicans will be Mexicans. I don't really want to hear that word paisa because it's not appropriate. We want to keep the words like what it is, and that way nobody's having their names changed or what we are. So it's like Mexican who want to use the proper way to say it on our thingy. And so, like, if you guys are gonna call Filipinos Filipinos, that's what they are. They're not China or whatever. I don't know how all that works, but we don't want to have any more slang in this thing. So I have a preamble. We nations, majority Mexicans, united and in our diversity, do ordain and establish this day in honor of our equal rights and freedoms, inspired by the spirit of the liberty and justice that are guided for us. Article 1, protection of individual rights. Section 1, all individuals are equal before the law and shall be free from discrimination. This means we're non biased and we aren't prejudiced. Section 2, the right to free speech assignments. As a nation's people, we have the right to have the limitations of freedom, but fully be free and not cost, as we freely are building this. It costed zero, but it did take many lives to do this, to get to this day. So don't forget what the real cost was. But if we couldn't put money on that, nobody's asking for money on this. To do this and see how change then happen when you don't go in asking for, you're not doing this for money, you're doing this for God, and it's part of the work. So Section 3, the privacy and security and individuals shall be protected. All individuals shall be protected from unwarranted searches and seizures. That's if you are doing only something that you shouldn't be doing. Article 3, limitations on the government power. Section 1, the power of a government shall be exercised with transparency and accountability. Section 2, no person shall be deprived of their life, liberty, prosperity without the process of law. We can arrange the Mexican government to also build on this nation's grounds here in California, but we are doing it for them. We're all together anyways. It's a one nation thing. So it's understandable. Early Mar area, Section 3, the government shall not impose excessive fines or cruel punishments. They will have to a limit now on things. So Article 3, social justice and equality. We're going to try this Latino thing where they can credit us. So I understand it. Before I didn't really accept that Hispanic Latino part because I thought they were trying to change the Mexican identity. But we're going to try it. And we're going to see how it works. Hopefully it works because nothing right now is working in our favor, and there's just too many things that we're not able to, like, there's a lot of suffering right now. So that way we can get ahead and start moving forward with the process. We're going to put a digital second Congress, second Senate, and this will be the parents and the children that will be able to get their words across online, digitally, and that's where automatically what we are. So all parents are the Congress, and then their children are Senate. So they're going to be looking at us and how we're going to be working together into this new governance. The rules are basic. They're the 10 Catholic commandments, and those are expected to be followed. I'll need to memorize those. And if right now they put the highest education classes of all, the best ones that are going to get it are the Catholics, because we all have this structure that we're already installed with, and these are the best gifts that God has given us since this whole thing started. So we can go ahead and compete, and we'll see who has the same how do you say, the same basic installations for this institution. And that'll be all. Thank you.